Welcome back to Let's Play Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. We have reached the end of day one and we're now starting day number two with another courtroom battle. December 27th, 10 a.m., District Court, courtroom number 3. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Miles Edgeworth. Defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well. Apparently the prosecution is also ready. Who is the judge here anyway? Mr. Von Comley, opening statement. Very well. No opening statement, so... Not so fast, Judge. I was taking a meaningful pause before speaking. Right, of course. A prediction. Today's trial will end 3 minutes from now. The fuck? Order, order! Mr. Von Karma, what is the meaning of your statement just now? Must you question everything? It will be over in 3 minutes. We've no time to waste. I'll call my witness now. Right. I call my witness, my decisive witness, to the stand. It's that mysterious boat shop owner. Witness, state your profession. I'm the proprietor of the restaurant, the Wet Noodle Gore Lake. And I also rent boats. The night of the incident, you were in the boat rental shop, correct? Yep, I was. Please, testify. Wait a second. We still haven't found out who this guy is. I say, objection. Wait a minute. The witness hasn't stated his name yet. Because I did not ask him, Mr. Wright. Bah! I predicted this trial would end in 3 minutes. Cool. Stop asking trivial questions and cooperate. Yeah, right. The witness will state his name. Well, I'm not really sure, yep. What do you mean? My memory, Your Honor. The witness does not remember anything beyond the last several years. Ergo, he cannot recall his own name. Can't recall, you say? Yes, but the incident in question took 2 days, 3 days ago. He can testify. Very well. Let's hear his testimony then, shall we? Witness? And here we go with the testimony of the night of the murder. It was the night of the 24th, just after midnight. I was in the restaurant when I rent boats as usual. Then I heard a bang. I looked out the window and I saw a boat just floating over the lake. Then I heard another bang. That's about then the boat comes back to shore and a man walks by my window. Very well. I'd like to begin the cross-examination. The fuck? Oh, there is nothing to question in my witness testimony. Ergo, there's no need for cross-examination. Besides, there are only 10 seconds left before our 3 minutes Questions are up. Judge, your verdict now! Yes. Mr. Wright, I'll cross-examine. What are you saying? Of course I'll cross-examine a witness. Very well, you may begin. Excuse me, Mr. Von Karma? 3 minutes just passed. I see. Well then, let's just take our time. You may cross-examine the witness. Boy, you look at him, he's evil. The night of the murder. So, where we're going to is we're going to the 6th statement. In which he says that this man came by his window. Hold it! By your window? Yep, by my window, right outside my window of my little shack. And could you see the man's face? Well, the fog's pretty darn thick, but he was right there in front of me. I saw him. It's a rather important detail. Please add it to your testimony. I have a bad feeling about this. That man was a defendant saying, you're saying, can't believe he was dead. Can't believe it, he's dead. Are you sure? Uh-oh. Dad? That's certainty. He said, I can't believe he's dead, and he was walking by too. Witness, are you sure that the person you saw was Miles Edgeworth? It was him, not Edgeworth, but... Okay. This sounds like decisive evidence indeed. I see no room for doubt. Von Karma. He lured me into cross-examining so he could set me up for a fall. Tisk, tisk, tisk.
I don't like the way things are going here. And when the courtroom's glaring at us.
I better act quick or this trial will be over. Objection! Your Honor, we proved in yesterday's court that it could not have been Edgeworth who fired that gun. Mr. Wright, are you referring to the fingerprints found from Edgeworth's right hand found on the gun, and the photograph showing a man firing with his left hand? Exactly. Holes. That is easily explainable. It could have wiped his prints after he fired. You are ignoring the truth of the matter here. Everything in this witness testimony is true. The judge is lost in thought. What should I do? Objection! Your Honor, this witness claims that Edgeworth said, I can't believe he's dead. But his word is all we have. If he were telling a lie. Mr. Wright, In a court of law, the evidence tells all. Apparently, you have yet to realize even this basic fact. If you say his testimony is a lie, show us proof.
Ugh. Nick, do we have evidence?
It's no good. There's nothing I can do.
Are you sure?
To be honest, I don't know what to do anymore.
Please. Can you hear me, sis? Please. We need your help. Nick needs you.
Tisk, tisk, tisk. 3 minutes was perhaps too high an expectation. However, 15 minutes isn't bad. This must be a new record. Enough. The witness may leave the stand. This court sees no reason to further prolong the trial, nor is there any need for time to decide the case against the defendant. This case is extremely clear. I've seen no room for misinterpretation of the facts. What? No! This court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth, guilty! The accused was surrendered to the court immediately to be held pending trial at a higher court within a month from today's date. That is all. Court's adjourned. The fuck you say?
Wait!
Who was that just now?
Me!
Huh? What? Larry? What are you doing here?
Listen, you gotta listen to me. I was there in the park the night of the murder. I wasn't sure until just yesterday. But today I remembered it.
Remembered what?
The gunshot. I heard it too.
Order! Because Mr. Larry Butts has just arrived. What is the meaning of this? The verdict has been decided! I call for adjournment! 1 moment, Mr. Von Karma. So you say you heard a gunshot?
Yeah, I did. A gunshot that night. I was sitting here in the audience listening to the testimony, and then I realized something he said was different from what I remember. Anyhow, I just can't sit here and let you call Adrian a murderer. It's just not right. I'll testify. Let me testify.
Order! Order! Well, this is the first time something has happened like this in my court. I'm not quite sure how to proceed. Judge, you've already given your decision. The trial's over!
Nick, this is it. Larry's giving us one final chance at this.
She's right. If only if it wasn't Larry. He could make things even worse. Or could he possibly make things worse?
Mr. Edgeworth was just declared guilty, Nick. It doesn't get any worse.
You're right. Okay. Your Honor, if there is another witness, it is our duty to hear him speak. Right here, right now. A waste of time. The verdict cannot be overturned. Allow me to speak my opinion. In all court proceedings, it is our duty to prevent an inaccurate verdict. In order to make sure no mistake has been made, every witness should be heard. What is this? I withdraw my previous verdict of guilty. Mr. Von Karma, I order you to call this new witness to testify. Now! What? The
Court will adjourn for a 5-minute recess. Ladies and gentlemen, the judge just got his balls back. After that, we will hear this new witness. Court adjourned! December 27, 10:28 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2. Whew! That was too close. Sorry to keep you on the edge of your seat like that, Edgeworth. I've seen worse. Yeah, right, Edgeworth. You're sweating bullets. I just wonder what Larry plans to say in there.
Larry was at the lake that night?
Yes. He said he went looking for the Still Samurai balloon that flew into the lake.
Oh, right. And he found the balloon and the air tank that night?
Yeah. Hey, Edgeworth. You say something right? Yeah, a lot of things. You seem out of it. What's wrong? It's nothing.
Mr. Edgeworth, there's something I've been meaning to ask you.
What's that?
Why are your fingerprints on the murder weapon?
Oh. When he fell into the lake, I was in a daze. I couldn't understand what had happened. I couldn't think straight. Then I saw the pistol lying on the floor of the boat in front of me. I picked it up without thinking. I didn't have a reason, really.
I see.
Right. Yeah? This might be our chance. Our chance? Von Karma has only ever run perfect trials. Perfect trials? Perfectly prepared witnesses. Perfectly complete evidence. That's the secret to his success. This is the first time he's ever had to deal with something unexpected. He has let someone he hasn't even talked to testify before the court. And that someone is Larry. What are you getting at? It's likely his testimony will be full of holes, right?
That's right, Nick. No 10-minute trial this time. We'll milk this one for all it's worth.
Yeah, Capcom, because they milk it for all it's worth. And it was 15 minutes. 15! Everything depends on Larry now. Yeah, Capcom, because they milk anything for all it's worth. Yet they killed off Mega Man. Bastards. Anyway. December 27th, 10:35 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 3. Court is now back in session. Witness, please testify to the court about everything that you saw on the night of December 24th.
Right. Leave it me.
Please, Larry, don't mess this one up. I hate to admit it, but you're our last chance. Von Karma didn't even have time to prep his witness. I just hope Edgeworth is right about this being our big break. And here's Larry's testimony about the night of the murder.
That night I was out in a boat on the lake. I was looking for something and I found it. So I quietly slipped the boat back in at the rental shop dock. Then just as I was thinking about going home, I heard this bang. I looked out over the lake, but I didn't notice the boat. So after I heard that single gunshot, I went home. That was unusually vague testimony even for this court. In any matter, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor.
What's wrong, Nick?
It's Larry. I have no idea what he's going to say if I press him. I'm a little scared.
Well, we've come this far. There's no way to go but for it, Nick.
So the only thing we're going to ask is about, well, is number 6. Single gunshot. Hold it! So you heard only one bang, correct?
Yeah?
Huh.
Well, Nick?
It's pretty wishy-washy testimony, wasn't it? I guess I should just start working on the contradictions.
Sorry. I wish I could be more helpful. I wish I could call my sister.
So we go back here, back to number 6. Objection! Wait a sec, Larry.
What?
You only heard one bang, you're sure?
That's what I said.
But Miss Lotta Hart testified yesterday that she heard 2 bangs. And the old man just now said the same thing. They both heard 2 gunshots that night.
Huh?
Were you even listening? Were you paying attention to what they were... Were you paying attention at all to what they were saying?
Yo, Nick, please. You know, something's been bothering me. I'm a witness, see? I'm like a customer here. So you got to treat me nice or stuff, okay? Huh?
Mr. Butts,
What?
you only heard 1 gunshot. Are you sure?
Well, to tell you the truth, I'm not sure.
Eh?
Not sure? How could you not be sure? Yeah, well, I might have missed the other gunshot. I was listening to something else. Something else? My radio, dude, on my headphones.
What? Order, and stop that booing. Mr. Butts.
Ass.
You were listening to a radio on earphones?
Yeah, so what? That's a crime? I listen to my radio. Everybody listens to the radio. What's the big deal?
Mr. Von Karma, your opinion? Waste of time. I do not accept this witness, nor his short testimony. Well, Mr. Wright, shall we continue his testimony?
Yep, continue.
Your Honor, please allow the witness to continue his testimony. Bah! Nothing's more pitiful than a lawyer who doesn't know when he's lost. Very well, Mr. Butts. Please give your testimony and be sure to include details like your radio.
Right, leave it to me. I wouldn't if there were any other way out of this, believe me.
So, what did he hear?
It's lonely. Being alone on Christmas Eve. That's why I was listening to an all request show on the radio, see? I was listening to a real booming loud like. I'm sure I heard that gunshot.
I remember exactly what the DJ was saying when I heard it, too. You were listening to your radio at a high volume. Oh boy, this is gonna be funny.
Yeah, what's the big problem? Can't a man listen to his radio in peace? Isn't this a free country?
Hopefully so. I truly believe Larry has no idea what the problem here is. Judge, can you believe a word this witness says? What he heard was probably nothing more than a drum beat from the radio. True enough, it is difficult to believe this testimony. Damn straight.
Wait, Your Honor!
The witness said he remembers exactly what the DJ said when he heard the gunshot. Excuse me, DJ? You know, from from Super Street Fighter 2? An announcer. The guy who says things on the radio. Anyway. What this means is when he heard the sound, no music was playing. The DJ only talks between songs, so he could have heard the gunshot from the lake. I'd like to cross-examine the witness, Your Honor. But very well, Mr. Wright. I can't believe I'm continuing a charade. But we're going for it anyway. 2, 3, 4. But you're pretty sure you heard that gunshot? Let's press that, please. Can you prove that? No, of course you can't.
Nah, I can't prove it. But I remember that moment real clear. I mean, while I was talking about it, it came back real clear to me, you know?
I remember exactly what the DJ was saying when I heard it too. This changes it to what he just said. Which is which we should press on that too. Hold it! What did he say? The hell?
Mr. Wright, please cease these pointless questions. What possible good knowing what a radio DJ said to us?
Indeed, Mr. Vuncom has a point. I'll allow the question only if you see some reason as why we should care. We should care. We should care, Your Honor. Of course we should.
Why?
Well, how do you know if we don't ask, huh?
Fine, very well. Mr. Butts, please testify to the court. What was the radio announcer saying when you heard the gunshot? Just when she said, "Hey, it's almost Christmas," I heard the gunshot. So we're going to present the following. Objection! Larry, are you absolutely sure what you're saying is correct? Huh? What's with the face? You look scary, dude. Hey, if you're trying to scare me, you better know I don't scare that easy. There's something the matter, Mr. Wright. Your Honor, did you hear what the witness just said? The DJ said, "Hey, it's almost Christmas," when he heard the gunshot. Indeed, and almost Christmas means it wasn't Christmas. Do you realize what this means? When he heard the gunshot, it was still Christmas Eve. That would seem to be the case, yes. But that contradicts the two testimonies we've heard so far, Your Honor. Both Miss Hart and the old man said it was after midnight when they heard the shots. In other words, when they heard the gunshots, it was already Christmas. This is a clear contradiction, Your Honor. Order! Order! What does this mean? The two prior witnesses heard gunshots after midnight. However, this witness says he heard a gunshot before midnight. Judge, the answer is simple. The current witness is plainly mistaken. Just look at him. Suspicious.
What?
Well, Mr. Wright, what do you think about Mr. Butt's claim he heard the gunshot before midnight? He's right. Larry's not mistaken, Your Honor. He heard that gunshot before midnight. Intriguing. I'm assuming you have evidence for this wild claim? Show me evidence that there was a gunshot before midnight. Well, let's see. We have one photo and the other photo, so this explains it. Shows an empty lake taken automatically on 12/20 on Christmas Eve at 11:50 p.m. Take that! Look at this photograph. This was taken by a witness yesterday, Miss Lotta Hart, with her automatic camera. The timestamp on the photo reads December 24th, 11:50 p.m. Oh yeah. But there's nothing on the lake in this picture. Your Honor, the real issue here is not why nothing is shown in the photograph. It is why this photograph exists at all. What do you mean? Your Honor, this photograph was taken by an automatic camera. That camera was set to go off in response to loud noises. Aha! Correct. There was a loud noise on the lake at 11:50 p.m. That's why this photograph was taken. In other words, when Larry heard that gunshot, it was most definitely Christmas Eve. Indeed, it would seem that is the case. Then where does that leave us? Miss Hart testified that she heard the gunshots after midnight. Are you claiming she was mistaken? Not at all, Your Honor. It is a fact that the camera also triggered at 15 minutes after midnight. Your Honor, that night there were two sets of gunshots with a 25-minute pause between them. Why would this be? Don't be fooled, Judge. That camera was set to respond to loud noises. Yes. Oh. There's no proof that the loud noise at 1:50 was a gunshot. Why, the witness could have sneezed, triggering the camera.
Hey, my nose was clear that night, man. Clear!
Well, Mr. Wright, there's no turning back now. Can you prove that the loud noise at 11:50 p.m. was indeed a gunshot? Please show the court evidence if you have any. Why, yes, there is only one clear and choice proof. The murder weapon, a .22 caliber, fired 3 times, bears print from Edgeworth's right hand. Mind you, 3 times is what you want to hear. Take that! This is my evidence. The murder weapon? Something about this pistol was bothering me, Your Honor. Both of the witnesses who testified yesterday heard 2 gunshots. However, the murder weapon was fired 3 times. When, then, was the last shot fired? Only now have I realized the truth. That 3rd shot was the shot Larry heard just before midnight. Order! Order! That would make sense of the evidence we've seen so far. However, this leaves me wondering exactly what did happen that night on the lake.
Exactly. If this is true, there were two sets of gunshots separated by 45 minutes. One at 11:50, another at 15 minutes after midnight. Why, I ask you, why?
Uh-oh, I better think of something quick. Wait a second. Gunshots separated by 25 minutes.
Ah!
What's wrong, Nick?
I have it! I have it! Huh? Remember the case with the Steel Samurai?
Huh? Yeah, of course I remember.
The murderer in the case had the same idea as the murderer in this... In that case.
What do you mean?
Maya,
Yes?
if we don't figure this out now, we'll never overturn Edgeworth's guilty verdict. I've got a hunch and I'm going to run with it.
Right. I mean, is this safe?
Safe? We've already gotten a guilty verdict. We have nothing to lose. You just watch and let me know if I say anything that sounds fishy, okay?
Right, Nick.
Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Wright. The testimony just now has cleared up this entire case. What do you mean, Mr. Wright? Tisk, tisk, tisk. So you finally realize the truth. There can be no other murderer here than Mr. Miles Edgeworth himself? Wrong, Von Karma. A man was shot that night, but it wasn't Edgeworth who did the shooting. Oh. Listen, rookie. Take a deep breath and consider the facts. At the time of the murder, one boat was on that lake. This was shown by the witness photograph. The defendant Edgeworth and the victim, Robert Hammond, were on that boat. There was a gunshot fired on that boat, and Robert Hammond fell into the lake. The distance of the shooting was 1 meter. It couldn't have been suicide. Well, the guilty party has to be the other man on that boat. I admit it is hard to imagine any other possibility. Yes, but this assumes that the victim was shot at 15 minutes after midnight. What do you mean by that, Mr. Wright? We have photographic evidence of the time of the shooting. The timestamp on the photo says 12:15. But Larry heard a gunshot 25 minutes before that. Robert Hammond was killed then, 25 minutes before the shot on the lake. That's the only way Edgeworth could be innocent. Mr. Wright, are you quite mad? Explain who this is sitting on the boat. Edgeworth and the murderer. Of course, it was Edgeworth and the murderer. After the murderer killed Robert Hammond at 11:50, he assumed the guise of Mr. Hammond met Edgeworth. What? Are you serious? Yes. Edgeworth won't tell us why he went to the lake that night. However, I have a hunch. That night, Robert Hammond called Edgeworth to the lake. Now, Edgeworth didn't know Robert Hammond's face that well. That's why he didn't suspect anything when the murderer took Robert Hammond's place. I'm not sure what to make of all this.
Ludicrous!
Mr. Wright, tell us the name of the murderer then. The murderer's name? Right, it's... I don't know. Actually, I don't know the murderer's name.
You don't know? Bah! Again, you waste my time!
I don't know because he never told us! The murderer is the caretaker of the boat shop.
That old man. At 11:50, he was the one who killed Robert Hammond.
The caretaker of the boat shop? But where did he do this? There weren't any boats on the lake then. Why would he have gone all the way out on the lake just to shoot someone? May I suggest that the real scene of this crime was not in a boat? What? Well then, where did the murder take place? Well, actually, took place right here. Here, of course, the boat shop where he lives. That way he could meet with the victim without anyone seeing.
Do you have any proof that the boat shop was the scene of the crime?
Recall Larry's testimony, if you will. That night he was out on the lake in a boat searching for something. He finds it and returns the boat. Then just as he's starting to head home, he hears a gunshot. He heard a gunshot, Your Honor, even though he was wearing headphones at the time. In other words, the gunshot was very, very close by. And where would that be if he had just returned the boat? The boat shop. Mr. Wright, what happened that night on Gold Lake? Please, tell the court from the beginning. Yes, Your Honor.
Nick, are you sure about this?
Not really. But I think if I start at the very beginning and I take it slow, I might just be able to figure this out. That night, the caretaker of the boat shop called Robert Hammond to his shop. This was around 11:50. That was when the gunshot that Larry heard was fired. After that, the caretaker put on Robert Hammond's coat, and he became Robert Hammond. Then he got in the boat with Edgeworth and went out in the middle of the lake. Then who fired the pistol in the boat, Mr. Wright? The caretaker. Of course, it was the murderer who shot the pistol. He shot twice, both Miss Edgeworth, on purpose. But wait a minute. Yes? Why would he shoot twice if he didn't mean to hit anyone? Details. Know this, Mr. Wright. The moment you run out of explanations is the moment you lose. Tell us why he had to fire. Tell us why the murderer had to fire twice. Create a witness. I believe he shot twice to create a witness, Your Honor. Create a witness. The murderer lifts his pistol and fires one shot. That ensures that anyone who heard the shot would look at the lake. Indeed, Miss Hart did exactly that after hearing the first gunshot. Next, the murderer waits a bit and he fires again. Then, the murderer jumps from the boat himself, leaving the pistol in the boat behind him. I see. To someone looking from the edge of the lake, it would appear that one of the men on the boat had shot the other. The murderer didn't know about the automatic camera, of course. That's why he shot twice to draw attention to the boat. Once you realize that, everything else falls into place. The boat shop caretaker swam back to his shop. Then he put on Mr. Hammond's wet coat back on the body and threw the body into the lake. This is what happened, Your Honor. These are the events that transpired the night on Gold Lake.
Bailiff, bring out the witness from before. The boat shop caretaker, quickly. Very well. While we are waiting for the caretaker, I would like to ask defendant Miles Edgeworth a few questions. Mr. Edgeworth, please take the stand. Mr. Edgeworth, you heard what the defense has said? Yes. Well, why did you go to the lake that night? What Wright has said was mostly correct. Astonishingly so, actually. Yes. Several days ago, I received a letter. The letter was signed Robert Hammond. He asked me to come to the boat shop by the lake at midnight on Christmas Eve. He said he had something very important to discuss with me. Something important? I'm sorry, I can't say what it was. Your Honor, sir! Bailiff, we are conducting a trial here. I ask that you remain quiet. The witness has disappeared. He isn't at the boat shop either. What? What should I do? Find him quickly! We cannot allow him to get away! Mr. Von Karma, your witness has disappeared. Search warrant has already been issued. It goes without saying that I cannot declare a verdict under these circumstances. I will extend the trial until tomorrow, the final day allowed. I request that the police department utilize all its forces to find that witness. Am I understood? One more thing. Just who is that boat shop caretaker? I think his identity has become very important to this trial. I want him, and I want to know who he is. Very well. Course Jen! That was a lot. Trust me, that really was a lot. December 22nd, 1:22 p.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2.
Yay, Nick, you did it!
Yeah. At least we got out of that. Well, at least we got out from that guilty verdict.
What about Lee? That was something else. Even Von Karma didn't know what to do with his testimony. Lee really helped us out.
Sure. Once I sifted through his unique testimony. Still, he did save us. I just wish our cases weren't so down to the wire all the time.
I know what you mean. Sometimes you feel like it's us on trial instead of our clients.
Hey, Edgeworth.
Mr. Edgeworth?
Did you say something?
Don't look so pained. I mean, it looks like you're probably going to get off the hook. You could try to smile just a little. Relax.
I'm sorry. But I fear it's not over for me yet. Oh, you gotta be kidding. Hold on. One moment. Okay, what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to restart from this point. And what I did was I actually did interval saves. So therefore I saved every so often because for some reason the ROM will somehow freeze up. So therefore to counteract this, I'm saving every so often. So just so you know, this whole scene right here, I'm redoing it. December 27th, 1:22 p.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2.
Yay, Nick, you did it!
Yeah? Well, at least we got out from under that guilty verdict.
And what about Larry? That was something else. Even Von Karma didn't know what to do with his testimony. Larry really helped us out.
Sure, once I sifted through his unique testimony. Still, he did save us. I just wish our cases weren't so down to the wire all the time.
I know what you mean. Sometimes I feel like it's
It's us on trial instead of our clients.
Edgeworth.
Mr. Edgeworth?
Did you say something?
You look so pain. I mean, it looks like you're probably gonna get off the hook. You try to smile just a little. Relax.
I'm sorry, but I fear it's not over for me yet. What do you mean? Right? There's something that's been troubling me for a long time now, and I don't know whether or not to tell you. Edgeworth? No, there's so little time left. I want to tell you to get it off my chest, but I can't make up my mind. What is this about, Edgeworth? It's a nightmare I had. A memory of a crime that I committed. Crime you committed? A memory of a murder. And what is this memory of a murder? We shall find out in the next exciting episode of Let's Play Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. And my god, that was crazy. So as I am sifting through my notes, I find out that there's quite a bit of this left. So therefore, we have 2 pages. 2 pages. And for that, after which after this is all over, which I think what I'll do is I shall finish this case tonight, and for the most part, we shall have case number 4 wrapped up and done, and then after that, we will do the optional 5th case of the game. So in any case, do stay tuned for another thrilling episode of the 5 cases of Pookie Izzy 7 as we play Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. So once again, I thank IHF Gaming PI7. Once again, thank you for joining me for tonight's exciting episode. Stay tuned later where we actually get to finish the last of case number 4, Turnabout Goodbyes, on Let's Play Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. So until then, take care and goodbye for now.